Welcome to this week's episode of Meet the Vegans, and this week we review The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse, 2019. Written and directed by Robert Eggers, starring Willem Dafoe, Robert Pattinson, Valeriia Karaman and Logan Hawks.
Two lighthouse keepers in the late 19th century are sent to a New England island to maintain the lighthouse. These two men hold secrets from each other. Visions of sirens and strange hallucinations will try and stop the two from leaving the island.
The two men find a friendship together as they try and hold on to reality by drinking, singing and dancing together in order to stay sane. Can the two men survive this psychological attack on them, or will they end up killing each other?
The Lighthouse!
I thoroughly enjoyed The Lighthouse.
Yeah, it was something I was not expecting. I knew it was kind of going to be black and white, but
yeah,
I didn't realise how much detail they were going to go into making this film. I mean, the story starts out pretty out there, to be honest. It's quite trippy.
Yeah.
It is pretty trippy.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. You're forever wondering what's going on.
What the hell is going on?
What's real here and what's
not. I mean, you start off with two guys turning up on an island, taking over a 4-week shift from the two of the lighthouse men.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Who went nuts.
But you don't see them go nuts, though. You know what's going on. It's literally a barren island. The weather is absolutely fucking horrendous constantly.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe is the man in charge, and Robert Pattinson comes in as kind of the lackey, really, isn't he? Yeah. He's the apprentice in a way. Willem Dafoe takes charge. He is the man that looks after the lighthouse, the light especially. Robert Pattinson has to do everything else.
Yeah. And he's not allowed to see the light.
Yeah.
Not to see the light. He has to do everything else.
Maybe on another island. Maybe another lighthouse.
But not this one. This is Willem Dafoe's light. Sacred light.
Yeah.
Silent wife or whatever he says in it. Yeah. Yeah. And you already get a gist for that right at the beginning because you see him upstairs naked with the light sort of shining on him and then shining on him again.
You don't actually see him naked. You see him topless. You see the silhouette.
No, he's topless.
First, yes, he's topless.
And he's just there looking into it, and it's like, you know that there's something wrong with this guy.
But he's holding that cup, isn't he, when he's drinking at the beginning? Yeah. That's what he's doing. He's holding this cup into this light. And you know from the word go, this is going to be strange.
Yeah.
And the story is... There's not much story to begin with. You kind of got the gist that they're there to look after this lighthouse.
Yeah.
But the story builds over time, and it's to create that sense of turmoil and something's not right with this island, really. Yeah. And it's basically makes everyone bonkers, screaming, barking mad.
And the ship's noise as well.
Yeah, which
is really...
it's not even a horn,
the foghorn sort of thing is like
but it's
weird.
Proper dreary horror kind of like weird kind of monster moan, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's weird, and it comes in like periodically, like every 20 minutes or so.
Yeah. Same with the waves as well.
The sound
of
the waves
sort of like coming every now and again, especially when he's coming.
I mean,
because he goes, oh fuck, and then he goes into waves. Did you notice that?
Yeah. There is a tremendous amount of masturbation in this movie.
Which, not that you see anything. But
no,
it's just,
you know what's going on.
You know what's going on because of the noises.
Yeah,
and the faces. We've all got those cum faces, haven't we? Haven't we? Yeah. We've all got them.
Oh, we've all got a cum face.
Certainly do.
But I was not expecting the amount of masturbation that went on in this movie.
No.
I mean, it was funny. Don't get me wrong. There was like, I think the bit that, so like I said to you earlier, the bit where, so you hear this noise of someone pissing.
Yeah, well, I thought it was like just leaks in the roof.
Yeah.
At first, because you don't actually see anyone.
No.
You see Robert Pattinson walk into the room.
And that's
and
it.
Sit down
you just hear that noise, don't you? And then you hear the fart. And then Willem Dafoe appear from behind this post. He's just had a piss into a bedpan. But them bedpans play a big role in this film because there's one fucking scene where Robert Pattinson looks down, and I've never seen a bigger turd in my life floating in this fucking bedpan, innit? Well. And he takes it to the edge of a cliff to get rid of it. By God, does he make a fucking mistake? Because he launches it out and it hits him right in the fucking face. Because I pissed my pants at that.
Me too.
I thought it was absolutely brilliant. So you've got these little funny moments that go on throughout the movie, but what builds is the relationship that these two guys have. isn't it?
It starts off very sort of.
They're very against each other.
There's a hierarchy in there. He's the man.
Definitely.
He's the fucking lighthouse keeper. You're the fucking lackey, sort of thing. Get to fucking work.
And he makes that very
That's
clear.
how it is at first. And also, Pattinson, he didn't drink at first.
No.
He has that fucking water, and he goes, take it the sailor who's still dirty.
And then this relationship blossoms after about 2 weeks, doesn't it, of him? When he first...
It's mainly after when he has a drink.
Yeah.
Sort of thing, and lightens up. It's
It's
like,
kind of
my
that-
last night sort of thing.
It's that moment when he says to him, when he wants to call him by his first name, he says, I want you to call me by my first name. I want you to call me by my first name for the last 2 weeks.
Instead of boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then this relationship ensues, and it's like they start getting drunk. The more drunk they get, the closer they get, they start dancing, don't they? I mean, there's a bit where they're panning it round this little table. They're fucking dancing, linking arm in arm, going one way, going the other way. And then like, Willem Dafoe jumps back and does this little jig.
Yeah.
Dance, boy, dance!
Dance! Dance, will ya?
And he makes Robert Pattinson dance. And give it all credit, I think this is probably the one and only film that I've probably ever watched from Robert Pattinson all the way through. Because
And enjoyed.
And enjoyed, yeah, because we just know him from the Twilight Saga.
Well, that's enough about that, isn't it?
So for me, it got and I agree what you said. This is kind of
about the Jaws thing.
No, the other bit.
Wait,
what's coming? What's Robert Pattinson doing?
No, Batman. Yeah, definitely swung it for me.
You see him. He looks pretty ripped in this movie. To say it was made last year.
But he looks also as like he's lost everything.
Yeah,
as
and
well.
He's got that gruff look.
Yeah,
he's got that with it, not that aged, but that young age look that we expect Bruce Wayne. Because if they're making like a year one movie with the Batman, I really hope
someone who looks like they've lost everything.
Yeah, they've lost everything.
And
they've got
you need someone who like looks like they're gonna work to get somewhere.
And
that's how he is in this film.
Yeah,
he's working to try and get somewhere. It's just to get through the 4 weeks. Get off the fucking island and go back to be a lumberjack.
Because it wasn't that shitty ass movie where the simple goal is he wants to get off this island. That's it. That's
he wants to do his 4 weeks, do the work, and fuck off.
Between him and Dafoe, they delivered a fucking fantastic performance. Dafoe topped it for me.
Yeah.
Dafoe was at peak.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant all the way through.
As a really angry fucking Captain Birdseye. Definitely.
Yeah. But he did perform fantastically, Dafoe.
Yeah,
Pattinson,
and the accent's like beautiful. I thought it was beautiful anyway. I was like, that's a nice accent.
It was. It was
something you don't really see.
No, you don't.
It is hard to understand
but
in places.
But the pair of them had a good accent.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were worlds apart accents.
Yeah.
Worlds apart
You
accents.
had like the older accent and a younger accent.
And it flowed so well. And they kept it up throughout the movie. And it was brilliant.
And the music score as well. I think that builds on a lot.
That built the tension for that. And it made it weird.
Because it just got weirder and weirder, that score. And it's like you knew that they were slipping more and more into like insanity, basically.
There was a scene where Pattinson's basically jacking off over this fucking mermaid, right? And you see a mermaid vagina in it.
Yeah.
And he's fucking full on going for it. I mean, there's scenes of, if you've ever seen it, You're Sokodoji, the anime, like tentacle penetration, and this is what's going on right now. I was not expecting that.
No.
In a 19th century kind of
I just thought like, it's a weird story. It's set in a lighthouse. It's about two fucking people trying to hold on to the sanity, and that was all I was going to take away from this film. But no, they had to throw in masturbation, they had to throw in mermaid pussies.
Yeah. It was weird, and I enjoyed it.
Like I said to you though, it was like watching the drunk bit in Jaws.
Yeah.
Like for an hour and 40 odd minutes sort of thing. That's how it was.
Definitely.
It was definitely like that.
It was. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think what made the movie even more for me was the fact learning about how it was filmed.
Yeah.
It was filmed on 35mm film. It was filmed in black and white. They were filming with 800-watt halogen lamps to light the set. It was literally burning the face off them.
Yeah.
And to me, and like 18, 19, 20 lenses on the camera, that to me, that is how film should be made.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You put all that effort into making something, and it worked.
Yeah.
It was shot in basically a square shot.
Don't rely on computers so much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
there was no...
I think it did. I think the seagull was a little bit CG.
When it stood in front of him, you could tell that wasn't no real seagull.
Yeah. But
other than that, it was
filmed... Like I said, it also had that Wes Anderson feel to it.
It did indeed.
It was weird. It was like Alfred Hitchcock meets Wes Anderson meets... Jaws sort of thing. It was weird.
But it had that feel because it was filmed in an aspect ratio of virtually square.
Yeah,
I think it was 1:16:1. And that is amazing. People are daring enough to do that.
Hats off to them.
Yeah, that's it. You don't get that very often. Tarantino likes to push shit like that.
Yeah, he's a purist, isn't he? So.
Not many people do that anymore. They're too much into the digital shit.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I like it when it looks modern, it looks great. But this gave it that real feel.
When it's like filmed like that, though, you know that the person's taken the time
to do it,
to cut everything up as well, and get the story right. Do you know what I mean? It's not just like put it on a PC and just go right that scene, and that scene, and slice that, put that there, that scene, done.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it for that.
Yeah.
The story, I think, in this...
It was a story.
Yeah. I mean, that story towards the end just spiraled out of control, didn't it?
Yeah.
It led you down a path where it led you one way and you thought, this is going to happen. Shit, no, actually, that's going to happen. And it was great. It was great to see these two minds twisting out of control, wasn't it? With more masturbation.
Trying to grip on to anything that's... sort of real to them.
And it just wasn't working for either, was it? And for me, the final rant where Robert Pattinson says, "You smell of jism."
You smell of jism. And what was it?
Burnt foreskins.
It
was fucking amazing. I mean, I didn't even know the word jism was around in the 19th century. I thought it was just
probably was.
I just thought it was a modern word that we'd done. Someone had gone, "Oh, that's a good word." Jism.
Yeah.
And it ensued with a mild bit of comedy all the way through.
Yeah, I was laughing at it. Even just things they'd say to each other.
I was pissing myself at points.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a thoroughly good piece of weird art.
Yeah.
And it's not very often something like this comes along and impresses. You get people who try to make the weird art and it falls flat on its arse.
It just fails because it's too driven by Hollywood.
Yeah, or they've tried to take it from homage from films that they've liked and they mix too much together.
Yeah.
This
just
wasn't
becomes
about
a
that.
slop.
This was
like a nice soup.
Yeah.
Sort of
this
thing.
was taken from
things.
multiple different stories that he'd read.
Yeah.
And he'd mixed them together, created this atmosphere, and it fucking worked. It was no story that not the generic public had heard.
Yeah.
And it worked. Fantastic for me.
Yeah.
It built a story, it delivered, and it did exactly what it says it was going to do on the tin.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Which was what?
A fucked up film.
No, right. Yeah. Well, I didn't know you said that on the tin.
No, he didn't say it on the tin. But
okay.
And I honestly believe Willem Dafoe should win an award for this performance because it is probably on a level pegging award as when I first saw him in Boondock Saints.
Right.
I loved him in Boondock Saints when he comes in as the gay
detective,
and he's
just like fucking listening to opera
classical music and he's off and he figures it all out. Genius of a man with some of the acting he can do and the characters he portrays.
Yeah, I like him in Steve Zissou.
Oh, he's brilliant in Steve Zissou.
His Klaus.
Yeah, this is another one of them Willem Dafoe unforgettable moments.
Fuck it, even Antichrist. Fuck it.
Christ, I've not seen that for a while. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Anyway.
That's for another day.
Top performance for me, and again, top performance for Robert Pattinson. Not that I've ever watched him in anything.
Yeah.
Other than a few scenes of Twilight.
Don't say that word. Yeah.
Anyway.
They ain't vampires. They ain't even fucking werewolves in that. Don't know what they are.
We're not swearwolves. Werewolves.
Werewolves.
For me, on a scoring level, I'm probably going to go a 3.5. I mean, as much as I enjoyed it, there were points where it dipped and I did lose interest to a point. And I think it was a bit... As much as I like the craziness and the weird and the wacky, it fell for me at points. It really did dip too much. I'd have liked to have
But I think most of that was building on the tension of them being alone.
Yeah, and I get that. And I think they could have built in a little bit more to do with the seagull. I'd have liked to have seen Robert Pattinson go a bit more crazy with the seagull. Because...
Well, start masturbating over it.
Not necessarily wanking off over a fucking seagull.
He pretty much does anyway.
Well, yeah,
when it taps on the window.
That's what I like. That insanity moment of, you're going to drive me round the twist. Yeah. I'd have liked to have seen more of that. And I think, for me, there was just too many dips. So that's why it gets the 3.5. I'd have given it more. I mean, it's weird. It's wonderful. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's not something that I'd probably go out of my way to watch again, but if it turned up on TV, I'd definitely watch it.
Yeah.
Because it was a hard movie to watch at points.
I didn't find it that hard.
I did. I mean, I
was alright with it. I thought, yeah, I can get behind this one.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked it. I did like it. It's not something like I said...
I know what you mean. It's not something like, your mates come round and go, hey, I'll put this on.
Let's put this on, let's all have a laugh, and everyone goes,
because it's one of them films where you do have to watch it. You can't sort of walk away. You need to watch it.
I think that's why I felt I lost a bit of concentration.
Yeah.
There were down bits, but it certainly did make up for it in the funny bits and the weird and wonderful moments.
Yeah.
But I'd go for a solid 3.5 on this.
I'll go for a 4.
Fucking hell.
Just because I liked it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I
like those weird films that are just
I like weird films.
Yeah.
I just think...
Yeah, I'll go with a 4.
And I appreciate what they did make in the film with the lenses, with the film, with the black and white.
The dialect.
Yeah, everything about it was good for what it was. Yeah. I just felt... For me...
For what it was, 2 people in a room, basically.
But who else?
Well,
do you know what I mean? It's not often you can pull a movie off like that.
No.
A bit like Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
All them characters in one room for the majority of the movie.
Yeah.
It works,
yeah.
And it's not often someone can pull that off. I mean, he did it with Reservoir Dogs as well, pretty much.
Yeah.
But this is along those lines. I just felt the first half an hour dragged out a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's where I lost my interest.
To me, I took it as like it was just building
It was building, but I think
characters
that first half an
without
hour,
actually without actually the characters
giving a story off in a way.
It was like he's the shy boy, he's the loudmouth fucking boss.
I got that. It was just, I think that's what...
It's just going to be a matter of minutes or, days before he breaks.
Yeah. And I think once I hit about the 45-minute mark, when there was about an hour left, I think that, for me, was where...
You were like, come on.
Yeah, that's where it was like, you need to do something. And then it did.
But not as bad as Colour of Space or whatever
Jesus Christ, no.
Yeah.
No.
Where it dragged and then...
Yeah.
It dragged and there's an alien drag.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that.
No.
I know what you mean, though. It did have dips in it, but it wasn't as bad as that.
No. And I think at the 45-minute mark is where it really picks up, and that's when you start to get that peak coming.
Yeah.
And I think that's, for me, where I gained more interest in it. And it did hold me from that point on. It's not like I picked up my phone at any point after that. It really did peak towards that moment, and I loved it all the way to the end then.
Yeah.
I thought it was very good.
Me too.
Happy days.
Is it?
Yeah. Well,
happy night.
There's no Ron Howard about anyway. So.
Who?
Yeah, Ron Howard.
The Happy Days guy.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more Happy Days.
Anyway, if you agree or disagree, hit us up in them comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe, share it as well if you like, and smash that like button.
Smash it hard.
I've been Anthony.
And I've been Neil.
And remember,
Hail the Vegans!